All right, I'm going to keep this a buck with all of you guys, and I'm going to keep this raw and cut and unbiased about last night's Monday Night Raw for 3/18/2024. This is going to be a quick review from the Rev Sauce, the Saucy Man. I'm going to be real about it because I'm going to tear through this real big. Look, outside of Cody and maybe Sami Zayn and Gunther, I didn't like the show. And by the way, before some of you, my constituents and all these people say, well, The Rock gets all this time to cut promos, The Rock goes on social media, which he can be unfiltered, whatever he likes, whatever he wants to do. He could speak for 2.5 hours and have a kumbaya, all I care about. He can be different on social media. And when he comes on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, he can do whatever the hell he pleases. He's the board of the directors. He can do whatever he wants. For shit, TKO and Emmanuel is allowing him to have his writers and his people do everything for this whole thing. It was originally rumored and speculated that Brian Gerwitz is doing everything for this whole segment. So he's writing for Cody, Roman, Seth. You know, he has his hands in everything, supposedly. A lot of you don't realize that, but here it is. This is what's happening. And I don't understand why people are counting Rock's Twitter, yahs, moo-ha-ha, moo-ha-ha. I don't know why you guys are getting all worked up. He's getting more promo time and this, that, and a third. I don't know why wrestlers are so upset that he can curse. He's on outside platforms, which he's allowed to do whatever the freak he likes. WWE doesn't control or script his shit outside the main television shows. So why do people care so much? Why are people caring so much of what The Rock does outside of wrestling? If Rock wants to say this hoagie, this burrito or whatever is Cody Rhodes crybabies and F this and F that, that's his right. I don't know why people are getting so disgusted over this, but on social media, he can do whatever the hell he likes. Again, Conor McGregor does this. Nate Diaz does this. Logan Paul does this, and Jake Paul does this, and Mike Tyson does this. What's the damn difference of The Rock doing it? Nothing. Stop it. Those people don't understand their social media, and a lot of times these people cut promos. For instance, Mike Tyson's cutting promos hardcore in the paint saying F this, F that. Is he not allowed to do that on social media? Saying how he's going to destroy Jake Paul? Come on now. You can't have your cake and eat it all at once. You want The Rock to be this bad guy, this final boss. He goes on. Yes, I know he's taking up promo time off on television. I wish he would do less of it. I agree with a lot of people there, but it's The Rock, for crying out loud. He's going to do what The Rock wants to do. My goodness, he's part of the board. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can walk above water. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. And to be honest with you, when Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins have had the opportunity to cut promos, they've looked weak. That's the thing. I know Cody's going to probably get the belt out of all this, but he's going into it looking weak. And kind of John Cena 4.0. I do agree with my constituents there. You know, Jimmy and Jey Uso are supposed to be special like Matt and Jeff Hardy. We're finally pulling the trigger on this shit. And I feel that they don't have enough time and enough place to do this. It's typical WWE rushing segments. I thought we got away from this from the Vince McMahon era, this whole rushing to do things. But I feel they rushed this segment. Chad Gable outshined fucking Sammy, which I think Chad Gable should be in this situation because Chad Gable has had match after match after match after match with him. And let's do the Rocky thing with Chad Gable. Why are we doing it with Sami Zayn when it didn't come off this week looking great? You know what I mean? It didn't come off looking good. It didn't come off looking like, oh my God, this is believable to me. Yeah, this is believable. No, it didn't look believable. But these two promo segments, and then we had Seth Rollins finally giving a championship promo against Drew McIntyre. They've been holding off because he's been more over on the Bloodline shit. Like I said, the Bloodline stuff has taken over Raw and SmackDown, and a lot of other things from WrestleMania have been pushed to the side. And we finally got a promo here, but then they wanted to care more about CM Punk in that promo over the championship shit. What are we doing? What are we doing? I did like the promo. I thought both of them killed it, but Punk's hurt. Why is he even involved? He's not taking his arm brace anytime soon and coming out and fighting matches. Come on now. These tag team turmoil matches, the one at the very beginning, again, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa DIY and the Creed brothers, they can entertain me all day long. Honestly, this was match of the night. I think they complement each other. I think it was great for business. There was a DDT that was very devastating. And the Creeds, they went back and forth with finishers at the end. And, honestly, I thought, the Creed brothers and DIY work perfectly together. They complement each other, and it works out very, very well in the ring. Julius and Ciampa can go at each other all day long, and I'd be happy with that. Like they complement each other very well, and I get why the Creed brothers have been pushed the way they've been pushed. It's not the Creed's time, obviously. It's going to be DIY's time. Andrade met with the Judgment Day. I don't know what they're doing with this. I did not care for this. Is Andrade going to be part of the Judgment Day? Is this going to be the new member? Supposedly the rumor is speculation it's going to be another woman's talent joining. I could honestly see Candice LeRae being part of the Judgment Day at this point. They kind of need her. And Indy Hartwell looked like Denzel in distress when they went after the Tana Chance and that for that, to go up the women's ladder for the tag team stuff. I could see Candice LeRae being part of the Judgment Day at this point. She's been floundering, and Candice LeRae was doing amazing things in NXT, but you have her here floundering next to Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell honestly should be doing more than what she's doing. She was champion. They don't value her like that, man. If I was her, I'd ask for my release. They don't not value you, dude. I'm sorry to you. Lady, they just don't care about you, man. They're not pushing you. They don't care about you. You're better off going back to NXT and winning that women's belt, honestly. Andrade, I just don't understand. JD McDonough looks like he's going to be kicked out. Again, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, 2 minutes. Somebody got hurt in the match. It looked to be at work. Carter got a baseball slide. She slammed her leg into the post and then applied a deep single leg crab and submission win. 1, 2, 3, whatever. Cody Rhodes segment, again, as I said to you, could have been a lot better. I felt it hit what it needed to hit, but I wanted Cody Rhodes to be more devastating. I felt Dustin Rhodes, when he did his fuck you rock thing and went off, off character and said fuck you and fuck the horse you rid in. I thought that was better. I think Cody should come out and say, look, what do you want to talk about? But I got something to say. I'm going to keep this short, sweet, to the point. Hey, Rock, look, I don't care what you have to say about my mother and me. When it comes to bell time, I'm coming out the ring and I'm kicking your ass. And I think Cody is better off doing that, keeping it one-liner, saying, hey, look, when the bell comes down, the lights hit down, you're going to look like you're withered, old, outdated. I'm the real Nightmare. I'm the real people's choice. And guess what? I'm going to end you. I'm coming swinging. You know what me and Seth are going to do. And I'm going to make you taste the pavement and the floor. And I'm going to make sure you're bleeding. I'm going to make sure I take my belt. And I'm going to make sure that you, when your family's sitting in the front row and your wife and everybody is, I'm going to give it as a reward. And I'm also going to send it when I beat your ass at Mania in this tag team match, and then there's no bloodline rules, and I take the belt off your cousin, and I beat him 1, 2, 3, and he looks down at me being champion. There's so many ways that they could have done this, but him going, small dick syndrome to this, that, and the third. Who's writing? Because I could have wrote better. I could have said, Rock, let's just cut the antics. You want to make fun of my mom? Let's talk about your mother. Let's talk about your heritage. Let's talk about all the corners that you cut to get to where you need to be. Let's talk about the things. They didn't. Again, they didn't. I just feel Cody and Seth, when it comes to the bloodline stuff, has been pushed to the back seat. And I feel like there's Seth's segments are been pushed to the back seat. We're finally getting them, but it took all this time. Nia Jax, we're going to talk about this. Cutting a promo against Becky Lynch saying that she's going to win and be the new number one contender. this, that, and the third in their last man standing match or last woman standing match. Ricochet defeats Dominic Mysterio in 7 minutes. Dom tried to use a distraction to hit the 619. Ricochet ducked. Ricochet hit a recoil and a pinfall win. JD Moderna tried to attack Ricochet after the match, but he escaped. They're having a match next week. Why are we doing... Look, everybody says that Triple H is not doing Vince McMahon-isms. He is. I'm sorry to say this to you, but these regurgitate matches are the same that Vince McMahon did. I gotta be 100 with you guys. It's the same shit. Just another day. Again, Gable said he knew Sami Zayn wasn't the guy. He should be the guy. And I agree with that. He should be the guy. His promo work is better. The all-around package, Gable has a better promo set and everything compared to Sami Zayn, to be honest. They get to this thing, and as I said earlier in this quick review, I feel the same as I did now. Why is Sami Zayn here when he's lose, and he can't really cut a promo? We're doing the dun to the dun to the dun 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 to the dun to dun to dun to da da da. We're doing that, and it's like again, Sami Zayn could be much better than he is, but right now I just don't feel his promos. I don't buy it. I don't feel him. And I feel Gunther's going to squash him at Mania. I really think Chad Gable should be the guy there in that place. I think, Chad Gable's more believable to me than a Sami Zayn. But that's my opinion. So they signed the contract. R-Truth and Miz defeat Indus I didn't really care because I knew once you saw R-Truth and doing the awesome truth thing, I knew that the Miz was winning. They were going to win. Indus they don't value Jinder Mahal at all. Indus was winning in NXT. They should just go back to NXT, honestly. Indus was better. They were winning. They were cruising up and down the division. Shawn Michaels had more. He felt better having them there than on the main roster, but that's just me. They were more utilized. Again, Sami Zayn confronted Chad Gable, who gives a shit, because Chad Gable has the better promo skills. It shows. It shows Chad Gable's more believable. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins segment. I'm just going to say this. I said this earlier. It was a little hokey pokey. It was a little weird. However you want to slice and dice it. It was a little bit like it's an afterthought. This title's an afterthought. It's not, they're trying to make it larger than light, but it's going to go on probably in the middle of the pay-per-view of WrestleMania night 2. It's not going to go on, it's not going to go on early, which is unfortunate. It's going to go on as the starting match or the middle of the match. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods beat Otis and Tozawa. That's how much they value Alpha Academy. There was no Maxine Dupree. Who cares? Maxine Dupree, the less of her I see on TV, the better. As it tells me they're probably helping her hone her craft. She's probably at the Performance Center. Then we get to Liv Morgan approaching Lynch in the back. And Lynch wondered if she was going to watch for Morgan tonight. Morgan said tonight was hers and told her to kick Nia Jax's ass. Lynch nodded. So, again, Morgan was hard to hear because she spoke softly and Woods could be heard yelling in the background. He was bragging about his power bomb and elbow drop. So, they had some audio problems with certain things. I did like the camera stuff, behind the scenes camera stuff. I do give WWE that. They're kind of giving you the big match feel. Then we get to this last woman standing match. And honestly, I could care less. You knew Becky Lynch was going to win this. You weren't going to have Nia Jax win this. Nia Jax looked like a hokey pokey character, looked weak. And again, I just, again, leg drop off into the table. I really, to be honest with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, how I feel about these last standing matches on TV, or how I feel about them in general as far as women's stuff goes. This is where WWE should step up the rating system and go to a TV 14, because I would like to see sometimes, and sometimes it does matter, I would like to see kind of a Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa situation with this one where they are bleeding kind of, and the match gets believable and they're both bleeding in the ring, and then Becky Lynch does something really, really extreme to get the win and says, I have to do what I have to do. You know what I mean? Some things AEW does correct, and some things WWE does correct. Here, I felt like WWE could have done more here to make Becky Lynch go more over. I know Becky Lynch is going to be your world heavyweight champion for the Raw division, but they got to make her more convincible. This whole I'm the man shit again doesn't make me feel any comfortable with her being champion. That's just me. Anyway, this show, I'm going to give it to you guys. This was a solid C average. This was a C show for me. This was a 6.75. It was a C average show, just like I gave Dynamite last week. Just like I gave SmackDown. B minus C average. I'm leaning more to the C's, but 6.75 is about right. And the thing is here, and this is the thing that I will always tell you folks, WrestleMania is important, right? Why are we not putting an oomph or urgency in the shit that we need to put it into? We are not. And The Rock's overshadowing everything, which sucks. And a lot of these good storylines that you're waiting to take off, we only have 2 to 3 weeks left. They got to be doing something right now. People criticize AEW and Tony Khan for booking 3 weeks, not really booking things properly for pay-per-views. And when it comes to pay-per-views, putting it all together, WWE has this conundrum too. Triple H does this too. That's why I think Tony Khan and Triple H are not bookers of the year. I think this year they should concede that award, and honestly don't give it to either or, because right now, currently, Triple H can't book properly as much as Tony Khan can at times. So, again, like I said, and I would give it to Scott D'Amore, but he ain't no more with TNA anymore, and we don't know where he's going. So, at the end of the day, I love you guys, but this show was just horrendously garbage. Personal opinion. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. See ya.